Game 2 of tonight's doubleheader of the Indiana Hoosiers and the Purdue Boilermakers. Last game, Indiana got the win, securing a 5-1 victory. Grant, what'd you see in that last ball game?
Well, it was really interesting. We started off really hot, a lot of offense on both sides. Purdue put up quite a
was the Bree Copeland show. Didn't allow another hit for the rest of the ball game. Indiana did give up a base runner off an error, along with 2 walks given up from Bree, as there will be the first free base of the day.
Frames were just ridiculous, but something important to note is that these are 2 very different pitches, as a nice throw to first there from Benson at shortstop is made. But Kleiman really good at inducing weak contact and does
the payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Second free bag of the day. And now runners on first and second with 1 down. Benson and Cooper. No surprises in the outfield. It's Bassett, Kettleman, and Minnick over in left. Kleiman, the 1-2, waved by, got her swinging. Strike 3.
Fantastic pitch. That's
act.
Yeah, and we even saw a slip in the outfield, which may not have been a result of the sun, but nevertheless playing a factor.
A roller over to Benson. Benson is zipped over to Stone. Ellis deals. Copeland, a grounder over to third. Can't be reeled in, recovered, and the throw made in time. Wow. We've seen a couple of those bang-bang plays over coming here from Ellis. 3-2. This one smacked out to center field. Coming on is Dillon, and she puts it away for out number 2.
Third pop out of the day to
the 3-1. A roller right back to the circle. Ellis with ease over to first. And it's 3 up, 3 down after back-to-back scoreless frames from Purdue and Indy.
Goes out to first.
1-1 pitch. The slapper goes right back to the circle. Kleiman over to Stone. 1 away. Now the 0-1 from Kleiman. A grounder on 2 hops. Benson grabs it cleanly, flips it to Stone. 2 up, 2 down.
Fantastic play from Benson at short. That time going.
Kleiman, the right-hander, lets one fly. Got her looking. Strike 3. Sophie Kleiman, how do you do? Purdue goes scoreless. So Indiana on the board first here in the home half of the second. And Allie Van Brandt now with a blooper out to left, but the shift right there from the Boilermakers proves to be a good call. Ellis lets one fly, a roller right up the gut, deflected by Jones. And a great play defensively right there, but good offense can beat good defense. Cora Bassett.
And she was the one to launch it over, but Bassett showing off the speed.
Kettleman squares around a bunt, trying to beat the throw, and she will. Cassidy Kettleman showing off the wheels. Runners move station to station. Now Bassett. 1-1 count here for the freshman in Cooper. Pitch on the way. Shows bunt, pulls it back, takes his strike, but a double steal from Indiana. The third baseman creeping down, and Indiana taking advantage.
It's incredible, and that's not the first time she's stolen third before. It's just so much speed over there.
Popped out to left. Let's see the speed from Bassett. No, she'll pump the brakes. Wise decision right there from Cora. You mentioned earlier in the last game the arm that Polar has out there and left. Had a big reason that Bassett had to retrieve. The payoff pitch from Ellis. Swung on out to center field. Coming on is Dillon, who puts it away for out number 3. So Indiana leaves 2 ducks in the pond, both in scoring position.
And Dillon only saw 2 trips to the plate last game. She got a single on the second one, but popped out on the first, trying to do something different.
Line drive right up the gut, and it'll start as a leadoff base knock. 4 strikeouts. And here looking for 65. 3-2. A grounder over to Benson, and she can't make the play. And runners will continue to go. They're waving around. They're going to go home. No, she'll retreat. It looks like Banks might have had it. Now she puts her hands on her head, wishing she had gone. She was looking for the Little League home run.
We almost had it, the Little Leaguer. Oh, man. What do in that first game?
2-2 the count. Scarmano, the left-handed batter, takes the pitch. A roller over to Cooper, deflects off her glove, and another run will come home here for the Boilermakers.
A Top Club National Championship to her name, along with a Triple Crown National Championship.
Here's a chopper over to first. Stone will lay down the tag. Three-two. Skips in the dirt, gets behind Parker. And just like that, now runners on first and second, still one down. Top 15 prospect, another top 25 prospect as Montgomery gets Ross looking. Her first strikeout of the day, and comes at a pivotal point in this ball game early on. Started to hit a little bit of a slide here as a roller over to Cooper. She'll just put a foot down on the bag for the force out. And Purdue gets 2 runs here in the top of the third inning. 3-1. A 5-pitch walk for Copeland.
That one was close. Copeland almost swung, and it almost got the zone as well. So definitely knows how to pick it up in tournament time and has done so.
And she crushes one out to right center field. That's a souvenir.
And right on cue, Sarah Stone just connects perfectly and lets that ball ride the wind, moving it from left to right, pushes it out there, hitting wing at the high cheese pitches that are up high. It's what I've heard it called quite a few times.
1-2, out to left, and Polar. 2 away. One, two, out to center field. It's Banks underneath for out number 3. Three, 1, lifted up, out to shallow center, and dunks in for a base knock.
And a great way to start the inning for Jones and the boys.
Fadden. Montgomery lets it fly, popped up towards center field. Kettleman can't make the grab. She'll try and make the throw, and they'll force out to retire the lead runner over at second.
Well, it wasn't conventional, but it works out. I mean, if anything, that might be a better situation. Now, it was a little bit closer to the infield, so likely she would have stayed back. But either way, getting out Jones as the lead runner, not necessarily a bad thing. Still get the first out.
And McFadden will also be called out. Two, 1, squares around a bunt, laid down the first baseline. It's Stone to Van Brandt. And that's the third out of the frame. Purdue puts up a 0 in the top of the 4th inning, and Indiana will look.
Most home runs of the Hoosiers since the start of conference play, and has really bolted up that leaderboard.
1-2 waved by, gone fishing. Strike 3. Turned the tide in the last inning. 2-2. Popped up down the left side in foul territory. Polar, a diving grab. But Andrews able to tag up and advance. Klochak, the left-hander, deals and gets Benson looking. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Benson takes this strikeout, and that will retire the side as we move to the top of the 5th towards the end of this season. Come early May, what do you see as the potential ceiling for this Boilermaker squad?
I think the ceiling's pretty high. I mean, They've had a fantastic start of the season.
This Purdue team, also Minnesota, I would put in the same category as Purdue. Two teams that can really sit right there towards the middle as a runner will advance over to second after the
series on the road against Illinois. Just put on an offensive masterclass in the second game.
1-2, lifted out to left. Minnick will make the toss back to the circle, but it's a stand-up double that now puts two runners in scoring position and a 3-2 ball game with only one down.
That was great base running from Polar to go to
second and third with one down. Hard hit ball over to Van Brandt. Almost tried to turn that one into two.
And now, once again, really, really important. The sacrifice fly can't do anything.
Ross out to center field. Bounces off the wall. 2 runs will come home. Trying to stretch this one, but the toss can't be reeled in from Van Brandt, and it's an RBI double.
Huge hit from the catcher right over the extended hand in center.
Hit. Campbell pops one up. Parker, a diving grab! Avery Parker, how do you do?
What an end to the inning. And that is a fantastic way, but still with some room here with only 2 balls.
2-2, line drive over to second. On one hop, it's Campbell who makes the toss to put one away. 1-0 for Minnick. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 flyouts to center field. 1-0 swung on out to center. Going back at the track, reeled in by Dillon.
Man, Minnick still swinging for the fences.
3-2 from Klochak. And the payoff pitch misses outside. And Sarah Stone will trot on over to first.
Parker to chase, and that first one she lays off.
1-2. Sent out to right field. Going back is Burns, and this one's out of here! The second home run of the day from Avery Parker! Indiana lighting it up!
And it could not have come at a better time for the Hoosiers. Bottom of the 5th inning, down 1. And that blast to right field is carried by the wind. Gives it a...
And still 1 out left to be played here in the 5th. 2-1. Lifted down the left side. Polar coming on and making the play for out number 3. So the 5th lead change of the day gives the Hoosiers a... was in this circle in the 6th and 7th inning. All it took was 13 pitches to close out the game. Safe to say that will not be the same case right here, as this one is pounded right through the middle for a leadoff base knock. In from the left side of the batter's box. First pitch, a bunt that's laid down beautifully. Cooper comes on and zips it over to first for 1 down. Copeland, the 0-2. Line drive out to right center field, falls in for a base hit. Ricochets off the back fence, and it's a stand-up double that brings a run home and ties us up at 5.
Best in the Big Ten at forcing strikeouts.
Copeland has thrown 11 pitches, 9 of those have been strikes. Well, that's going to change right here after she throws 4 balls on a 5-pitch walk. 0-1 count, runners on first and second, gets over the head of Parker. The runner slips, but able to get back to her feet and slide into third safely. Looks like she's going to need a take a time right here. Clearly shaken up. First one misses upstairs. It's a 1-0 count. Copeland lets it fly. Line drive right out to center field. Kettleman makes the diving play! The Superwoman grab out there in center field, and we stay stuck at 5, headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. where Indiana will try and take the lead.
Opposite feel of Purdue with how they're going to finish things off.
Bassett pops one up over to Banks, who squeezes it head high for out number one.
Where Purdue's playing 2 of their last 3 regular season.
Cassidy Kettleman steps back into the batter's box. She'll lay down a bunt down the first base line. Is it made in time? Yes, it is. The 2-0. A chopper down the first base line, skips over the head of the first baseman McFadden, and there Alex Cooper will pump the brakes and stay steady on first.
We got more crazy bounces off the dirt.
Brooke Benson 0 for 2 on the day, flew out to center and struck out looking. She'll watch this one go outside for ball 1. Pitch on the way, popped up. Down the right side, 3 Boilermakers in the area, and it's Banks bringing it in right on the line for out number 3. So we head to the 7th and final inning, potentially.
Against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish with a walk-off grand slam, but then right before that, a walk-off solo home run against Minnesota.
Slow roller over to Cooper and just fires that one out of a cannon over to Stone at first. 1 up, 1 down. Once again, a roller over to Cooper, able to regather. Flips over to Stone, 2 up, 2 down, back-to-back 5-3 groundouts from Parker behind home plate. This one, a line drive over the head of Benson out to left field. And a 2-out single puts a runner on here for the Boilermakers.
And it was a
first pitch for Jones, taken outside the zone for a 1-0 count. Skips in the dirt on the way to the dish. And the runner will cleanly glide into second. The 0-1 waved by for strike 2. Looks like McFadden just barely got a piece of that one. Oh, 1. Into the dirt, behind Parker. She'll try and make the toss, but it's safe at home, and the Boilermakers take the lead in the top of the 7th. Copeland lets it fly. Got her looking. Strike 3. The Purdue Boilermakers scratch across another run here in the top of the 7th.
Anything is possible with Bree Copeland.
2-2 lined up right up the gut. Dunks in for a base knock. Now the tying run resides on first.
He's been swinging for the fences, has gotten under it really well, but just hasn't quite found the bat-ball connection.
1-0 lifted up down the left side. Coming on is Polar, and she makes the play. The 3-1. A slow roller right up the gut. 6-4-3 double play. The Purdue Boilermakers spoil the Indiana 8-game win streak and escape with a 6-5 victory on this second game of tonight's doubleheader.
And it's a split doubleheader at that, which is so huge for Purdue and for Indiana. Getting a win here is huge for their conference implications, but that's huge. That puts Purdue back above Indiana in the conference standings, and a big, big final play there. A great